So today we're going to be revisiting some of the concepts that I covered in my first video regarding sacred geometry, particularly focusing on the two circles and what's called the Vesica Piscis. I will be showing you how to use these concepts as a transformational tool, hopefully deepening your understanding of consciousness and therefore maximizing your true potential. So what are the two circles and what is the Vesica Piscis? Going back to the start of the sacred geometry pattern, the Big Bang of the geometric universe, you have the dot. The dot represents everything that's ever existed and ever will happen, every experience, pattern, and configuration possible. Basically, the entire universe condensed into one point. There is only now, as the past and future don't even exist. So in order for the dot to experience anything, there has to be some sort of divide, essentially a reflection of itself. Because all we know so far is a dot, how could there be anything else but another dot? Nothing else has been created. So from here we have a second dot. Anywhere will do, as nowhere else exists. So we now have technically split consciousness in half, creating the basis for the dualistic universe as we know it. The ultimate division of ideas such as right and wrong, happy and sad, fun and boring, you and me. This also creates the first boundaries. I am here and you are there. So, in the context of these 2 points, this naturally creates 2 circles, like so. So now, as you can see, both circles overlap each other at the center. This creates what's called the Vesica Piscis, what's known as the first creation. Something created just by a mere reflection of one another. So, how does this relate to everyday life? If you were to see yourself as a circle amongst the infinite sea of other circles, all mingling and overlapping. Basically, your circle represents you as a placeholder in human consciousness. You are you, but you're also connected to many others in many different ways. Friends, family, lovers, co-workers, even the dude by the clock tower that may ask you for money, or the woman that accidentally sneezed on your shirt. I believe human consciousness as a whole could be seen as a dot. The division of human consciousness, the one that makes you and me, is where the circles are formed. First there are 2, then 3, then 4, and so on. Multiplication. We are all just different expressions of each other, coming from the same place. It is the ultimate illusion that we're separate. However, this illusion isn't bad, it's just how we experience. Without bad, there wouldn't be good. You have to have one for the other to exist. This is how we measure our experiences. Everything that we experience in our lives, whether it be a walk in the park or washing the dishes, is all boiled down to one of 2 things. The realization that this task or thing is me or it isn't me. This is really great or this is really crap. You either love it or hate it and everything that falls in between. Are you starting to see the correlation between this and your reality? So how could this be used as a tool? First off, do not attempt to do this whilst you're driving. What I'm about to show you has the potential of altering your consciousness in a very big way. So, to begin with, just choose something you'd like to change. Let's start small, say a mild headache or a sore foot, painful knee, and now forget about that. I now want you to visualize yourself as a circle. However that shows up is fine. The center of your circle is a point in the middle of your body. I want you to take your awareness down to this point. Now ask yourself, if I had access to something incredibly useful right now, where would my attention take me? And in the very next moment, notice where your attention takes you. Your big toe, your doorknob, a leaf on a tree, wherever it is just perfect. The thing you've noticed, pick a point of reference on this thing, and let this point become the center of the second circle. Now, as we spoke before, notice how both circles overlap at the center of each other, which means there's one big Vesica Piscis between you and this thing. Just sit and visualize this. Notice what you are feeling. Notice what is different when you're doing this. Just sit, relax, and wait. Do not force the visualization. It does not matter if you cannot see anything. All that matters is the intended connection between you and this thing. Again, what do you notice? What is different? So now, bring your awareness back into the room. Take note of how you feel. Did you feel anything unusual when you were doing what you were doing? All you were doing was noticing the relation between you and something else in a different way. Even if this thing that you noticed had no logical relevance to, let's say, your headache, it doesn't matter. In fact, the more illogical, the better. The only thing that's ever got in the way of change is logic, and of course expectation. Don't expect miracles to happen, just allow them to. And don't expect a specific outcome, just allow for whatever to happen. What I am teaching you here is not to judge the situation by what you know of it, but to access the situation in a different way than you've done before. You are just observing the relation between you as the circle with something else as another circle. You're dissolving the lines of duality simply by observing the Vesica Piscis found between. This automatically puts you into a state of neutrality, and it is this neutral state that provides a doorway into infinite possibility, your true potential. So for today, I'm going to leave you with that. Something to ponder about. I recommend you perhaps watch this again, maybe a few times, repeat the exercise, and keep note of the things that happen out of the ordinary. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's out of the ordinary. If you want your situation to change in life, then you need to be open about experiencing something different. The more you notice what's unusual, the more things happen. Remember, it's not about controlling your destiny. It's about noticing that you're already on the right path. Enjoy!